Hello Oceanography, second block. Welcome back to Oceanography Vlog Day 2. I'm being eaten alive right now, so pardon me if this is short. Get off! It kind of hurts. It sucks. There's an ibis in the background. You can't see it. It's kind of cool though. Yeah, welcome back to Day 2. Today's focus. Try not to be eaten alive by bugs. And we're going to be focusing on Intercoastal Waterways. So I'm currently sat on top of the Kiawah River, which is a tidal river. So yes, let's go explore the Kiawah River some. Try not to fall out of a kayak with an expensive camera. And stop being eaten. Let's go have some fun. Hello, welcome back to Oceanography Vlog Day 2. I am here on the very windy Kiawah River. As you'll see behind me, this is the entrance of the river. Way in the background, that's the ocean, but there is a large pair of dunes in the way, so you can actually see it. So, today's objective, we're going to head out on the river in a kayak, which this gentleman over here is going to help me with in just a second. Now I'm going to try to A, not drop my camera in the water, and B, let's go have some fun. Now I am actually on the river proper. Well, now I am in the river proper. There we go. And we are going to be investigating coastal waterways and how this ties in with coastline geography and ecology. You get everything from ducks, saltwater birds such as ibises, crane, egrets, sandfinches, seagulls, and you also get some bigger marine life such as dolphins, such as jellyfish, which I believe is in the montage as well. And so what these intercoastal waterways are great for is all the way back there, there's an inlet called Captain Sam's Inlet. Here's a picture of that inlet. That's a bad snap, let's try that again. Here's a picture of that inlet. Much better. As you can see, the river flows out into the ocean and deposits a very wide delta of sand. Just that triangle formation of sand you will see around the opening. Why are these coastal rivers so important? Is every day this river rises and falls with the tide. When tide comes down, all this water recedes. The ground I'm standing on is good sand. It's actually pretty pliable sand. But once I get in here a little bit, yeah, it's cold. It turns into more of a muck, which is fantastic for small marine organisms to live in, such as small crabs. You will find clams and oysters up and down here. Now, before I go too deep into the ecology here, let's look at a little bit of the physical factors that affect this island and its waterways. So, I'm gonna go on the water.
A few moments later. One eternity later.
Why kayak forwards when you can kayak backwards? These are the real questions you have to ask yourself. Hello, I'm drifting out of frame. Now let's talk about some physical features. As you'll notice, I am drifting out of frame. This is because the tide water is rushing into this river at a very high rate right now. So bear with me while I paddle a little bit to stay up. But why am I drifting out of frame, and why do I have to recenter myself every time I want to go back into the shot? Well, I'm going to stay here. My forward momentum will bring me this way. But after I slow down, and remove that momentum, my body is acting as a giant sail, and this kayak is acting as a giant piece of friction for the water to push against. So as the water rushes in, I get pushed that way. Also right now, I'm being blown at by the wind directly into my face. Wind's going that way. And so am I. My body acts as a giant sail. And it is currently a sea breeze, so it's flying from the ocean onto the land. And so these waterways help channel it. So you notice the water is pretty choppy. This is because the wind is picking it up and moving it. And so your current at the top of the water will be much faster than the bottom, because the wind is driving the current at the top that ways as my paddle just moves against me. So the wind is blowing all this water deeper and deeper inland, and it's picking up speed as it does as it gets shallower. The water at the bottom of the water column here is actually going to be the slowest moving water. So this effectively is a small little area where you can see surface and deep quote-unquote water currents at the same time. Surface level currents are moving very fast, while the deeper water currents are still moving quickly, but they are moving much slower because the wind is not affecting them as much. Now, one of the trick things about the Kiawah River and many intercoastal waterways is, so this water looks very murky, and like as I get deeper in, I can't see the bottom anymore, and I'm only about a few inches in. However, it's actually really clear. Here, an empty water bottle that I just drank because I'm thirsty. Let's see if this comes up the same color as the water or something else. Let's see how this goes. I say that's pretty neat. You'll see that while it is mildly cloudy, there is still actually a lot of clarity to this water. And that is because while the bottom sediment may be dirty, it is laying low and not reaching the top. This is salt water, so there are still particulates circling around in there, and there is a small layer of sediment on the bottom. But that's a cool fact about how different layers of water do not mix. If I were to take this water from deep, deep down in this river, it's about 10 feet in the center there, it might come up murky as all the sediment is low and sitting in silt down there. However, at the surface it is not. Much similar to how big ocean currents and ocean layers do not mix. Surface and deep layers have a thermocline in the middle where they begin to mix, but still remain separate. Similar to this river, deep and surface waters do not mix. They stay mostly independent of one another. And that's going to conclude today's oceanography vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please enjoy the lovely Kiawah River behind me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Today we saw dolphins, jellyfish, some people kayaking, me kayaking backwards. And I hope you guys enjoy this and have a wonderful day. I was Professor, signing off.